welcome to the 6th bottlers of Coca-Cola International Gymnastics Championships taking place here at Wembley. Leading gymnasts from 6 nations are taking part here today, from Great Britain, of course, and from the United States, from Russia, Japan, China, and for the first time from Cuba. And with the Cubans, Sergio Suarez, the man who took the 1981 Moscow World Championships by storm, with the most amazing performance on the high bar. But first of all, let me just tell you about the competition itself. It's divided into 2 parts. There are 10 individual apparatus titles at stake later on, but first of all, the battle is on to find the men and women's champions. So let's join our commentators, Monica Phelps and John Taylor.
Well, this is the overall championship, where the scores on each piece of apparatus are added together, so the gymnasts must be consistent.
Event starts with vault. Marie Roethlisberger from the States. Sukahara straight. She's only 14 years old and she'll be looking for a good start in this championship. But only 9.4, perhaps not quite as high as she'd hoped. Elena Veselova from the Soviet Union. Oh, and the Yurchenko, the most recent vault to be added to the tariff system. Very, very well performed there. And 9.7, what a superb start for the 17-year-old. Hayley Price, ready to vault. A full twist on and a full twist off. A maximum tariff of 10. A little smile. And 9.7, that puts her well in the lead so far.
3 British girls in this competition. Here's the second of them, Sally Lana. She goes for the straight Sukahara. Held that straight position really well. 9.6 for her.
To the second discipline, asymmetric bars. Elena Veselova, currently ranked 6th in the USSR Championships, showing some really difficult stuff.
Yes, we haven't seen much of her before in international competition, but started really well with 9.7 on her vault. And like all the Russians, very accomplished. That double tuck-back somersault to finish with, 9.5 for her.
She's lying in 8th position so far. This is her first season as a senior international at the age of 17, so she's really done well to break through into the international circuit at such a late age. Going particularly well. There are no stops in the routine, and she's got plenty of difficulty in it. Up to the handstand, the giant circles, and the pike shoot front dismount. A good routine for Amanda. She should get a good score. And 9.35 for a British girl on asymmetric bars is a good score.
For USA, her 3rd piece of apparatus. She's in 2nd position at the moment. Tremendous competition for her. This little girl has got one big handicap. She can't hear at all in her left ear and has only partial hearing in her right ear. But obviously doesn't affect her balance. And marvellous that she can express herself through gymnastics.
And what an amazing combination of movements there. A flick-flack into a straight-back somersault on one leg, and then another flick-flack. The judges, of course, aren't looking for individual elements. They're looking for as many combinations of the acrobatic, dance, and gymnastic elements as possible.
These American girls in this competition showing a great deal more content in their exercises than some of the gymnasts we've seen over here recently. They really do seem to be bringing on a good crop of youngsters, Monica.
Oh, yes, and this girl seems to have quite a future ahead of her. A double twist to finish. 9.6, and she deserved it.
Saeed.
Perhaps not feeling quite as confident as she looks. She's the youngest performer ever to represent Great Britain in this event. She's only 13 years old, the baby of the competition. And backward roll to handstand into a back somersault. Well, that is a difficult combination.
Must try and remain really still. Even that little adjustment with her arms to her balance will cost her 0.1. And again there, must be careful. What don't look like faults can very often add up.
I would suspect she's very nervous. She looks rather stiff around the shoulders. She's obviously anxious to have a very good debut in this home senior international event. And staying on this piece of apparatus is a skill in itself, let alone performing some of these very difficult jumps, turns, bends. And the Sukahara dismount, well, she will be pleased with herself. 9.4 for Sally.
In third position at the moment. She's going to mount a real challenge for the gold medal. She must have a really good beam exercise.
She's certainly positive, and this is something that will impress the judges, the boldness with which they attack the movements, the jumps and the turns, and of course, the exercise must flow. And that is a very difficult combination. An Arab spring, which we see so regularly on floor, into a back somersault. And then the linking movements, equally continuous. Another back somersault from standing. We're seeing so many of these now. Very difficult movement. Using every inch of the beam, literally. And a positive dismount there from Elsa. An Arab spring double back somersault. 9.45. She could be disappointed with that.
Elena Veselova, the leader in the women's competition at the moment. But Marie Roethlisberger's been eating away at that lead, and she's only 0.05 behind, so it's vital that Veselova goes well here. And that's a brilliant start, a pull-in, back out. The most difficult somersault, double somersault, being performed by women in the world at the moment.
Exciting first tumble, but that middle tumble wasn't too difficult. I think she's going to need more difficulty to clearly beat the American.
That totally blank face, so typical of the Russian approach to gymnastics. Don't believe in showing any emotion. Double tuck back somersault to finish with. Two double somersaults in there. Will it be enough? 9.55, good but beatable.
For that music.
difficult combination, but a foot went outside the area there, and that, at this level, could have cost her the competition.
She really couldn't afford to step onto the line there. The judges might treat her kindly. It depends just how it was seen.
Third tumbling run. Double twist there. Noticeable her music a little louder to cope with that deafness. Well, I wonder, Monica. 9.65 she needs for the gold outright. Do you think she's got it?
Well, I think it's going to be very close. She had a few mistakes. But some super tumbling, a lovely shaped flick-flack there. 9.6, that's just enough to equal first place with Vasilova.
Now the leader in the men's competition. The third year in a row of this Coca-Cola International Overall Championship, Taichi Okada. Stepan Marcinkev just 0.05 of the mark behind. Xiong Songliang in third place, and the British boys Keith Langley and Barry Winch 6 and 7.
Marie Roethlisberger has to be content to share the gold medal with Elena Veselova from the USSR, Elsa Chivas third, and Sally Lana in a creditable fourth place. But there's plenty of excitement to come. 10 more gold medals to be won in the individual apparatus finals. So join us after the break.
A really marvellous competition for the overall titles, and now the 6 top scorers on each piece of apparatus in that overall event go forward to contest the individual finals. There are several Britons in with a chance, and the action should be even more spectacular.
Well, the third place, Sergio Suarez and Barry Winch of Britain in 5th place.
She's carrying forward a score of 9.7, so we could have a chance of a medal here.
Come on, Haley. And the same vault as she did in the overall competition. Full on, full off, a full twist as she goes onto the horse, and then a full twist off, but really nowhere near as well as she performed it the first time. 9.5, disappointing start.
And she has to do 2 different vaults in this final, so let's see if she can make a better job of the second one. Twist on and a half twist off, not such a high tariff, so she'll have a lower score, but very well executed. There we see the full twist and only half twist off, but well controlled. And 9.4, we'll just have to wait and see what everybody else does now.
Lucy Collins of the USA, one of the 3 girls in the lead on the vault, made a mess of the overall competition. But after Haley's mistake, perhaps her chance for the gold. Oh, and another disaster. Things really haven't gone right for her. Only 9.1 as she sits down on her backside.
Stepan Marcinkev from the USSR, leading.
And Xiong Songliang of China, equal second. And Andrew Morris in 6th place, but a good result for him.
The Russian carries forward a score of 9.7, and we know that Haley is assured of a silver, so let's see what Elena can produce here. And yet another disaster. That could mean gold for Haley.
Well, I'd have bet anything against that. The Russians so good normally under pressure, but only 8.85.
And as unemotional as ever, she doesn't show any signs of the disaster on her face. And there, gold for Haley Price, an unexpected win in this, the Coca-Cola Championship. I'm sure when she made her mistake, she didn't expect a gold. Haley first, Lucy Collins second, and Elena Veselova third. Sally Lana coming in with a good fourth place.
Hayley, very well done. It's only the second time that a British girl has won a gold medal in this competition. How do you feel?
Surprised but pleased after yesterday's performance.
You certainly must be very pleased that you've won a gold. How did it go for you?
The second vault went really well. It's the first time I've tried it, and it just went well, and other people seem to make mistakes.
Is this sort of the biggest medal that you've won so far?
Yes, I think so, along with second on floor in the British last year.
Marie Roethlisberger, already one individual gold medal in her pocket, and a share of the overall title, now going for the asymmetric bars.
Amazing difficulty from this young girl. Mastering a catch-of at the age of 14. It just shows how long she must have been training in this sport. And a gasp from the youngsters as we see those giant circles into a double back somersault dismount. A super routine from Marie. There we see the half turn. Down for the swing. Not to hit the bar because this could stop their rotation. A catch-off. Bouncing off her forearms and managing to grasp the bar to continue the routine. It affects her back straddle over the bar because I think she should have gone to handstand, but she disguises that little error very well. And 9.7, a well-deserved score, and that should keep her in first place.
Yes, indeed, it's a second gold medal for Marie Roethlisberger. Second, Elena Veselova from the USSR, and third, Elsa Chivas from Cuba.
Britain's Keith Langley came a creditable fifth.
For the gold, Martsinkiv and Liu Ming sharing the bronze.
From China, lying in second position so far, needing a score of 9.7 to win gold. And her routine is so difficult that if she doesn't make any mistakes, she's capable of doing it. A free cartwheel into a straight back somersault. She's got all the elegance, the grace, and the difficulty of a world champion. A little wobble, very well recovered. It looks as though she's been training very hard, judging from the bruises at the top of her legs from asymmetric bar training.
She's also got another big one on the outside of her leg. I think that probably came from coming off the beam.
Oh, and what a difficult dismount. Three elements linked together, nearly hitting the beam. And that 9.5 gives her the silver medal behind Roethlisberger, USA, and ahead of Chivas from Cuba. Amanda Harrison and Sally Lana finishing in 5th and 6th place.
Well, this really could be a... And again, and Xiong Song Liang third. Keith Langley in 6th place. And here is Suarez, the...
Lucky to qualify, qualifying only in 6th position for this final because she had a fall on her first tumble yesterday. Really making sure of it today and smiling with satisfaction. A very fast-moving routine. Lots of different difficulty in it. The girls have to have 3 superior difficult elements in this final. Full twisting backflip is just one of them.
Noticeable how much Sally's confidence has grown during this competition, her first really big international.
And no lack of stamina, a double twisting back somersault, and a very good routine. Yes, and the mark reflects it, 9.5. By storm, she's already won 3 gold medals. Can she make it a 4th on this, her final piece of apparatus? Step out of the floor. An Arabian somersault into a straight back somersault. Very fast moving, lots of jumps.
Tumbling run, double twist, just a little stagger on finishing, but otherwise it's been very, very good.
Yes, a much better routine than yesterday's. I think that should assure her of her 4th gold medal, 9.65. She's done it. She's made it.